Ever feel like no matter how hard you budget, your money just disappears? Most people follow the 50-30-20 budget rule. 50% for needs, 30% for wants, 20% for savings, and still struggle. The problem is, this rule doesn't work for everyone. In this video, I'll show you why this rule can fail and exactly how to fix it so you can save more, spend smarter, and grow real wealth. Number 1. 50% needs can be too much for low income. You've probably heard the 50-30-20 budget rule a million times. 50% for needs, 30% for wants, 20% for savings. Sounds simple, right? But here's the truth. If you don't earn a lot of money, that 50% for needs can actually hurt you more than help you. Let me explain. Imagine you earn $2,000 a month. Half of that, which is $1,000, is supposed to cover all your needs: rent, groceries, bills, transportation. But in many places, just rent alone could eat up most of that $1,000. Then your electricity, phone, groceries. Suddenly, there's barely anything left for fun or savings. That's why blindly following the 50-30-20 rule can make you feel stuck, stressed, and even poorer over time. So what's the fix? First, start cutting down your needs. Can you move somewhere cheaper? Maybe get a roommate? Cooking at home, instead of eating out, can save hundreds each month. Even small things like switching to cheaper internet, canceling subscriptions you don't use, or using public transport can make a big difference. The key idea is simple. Spend less on essentials so you can actually save and invest, even if your income is small. Every dollar you save on your needs is a dollar that can grow in your bank account, investments, or emergency fund. Over time, this builds real financial freedom, way more than just following the 50-30-20 budget blindly. Most people think the 50-30-20 rule is perfect, but if you earn less than $5,000 a month, following it exactly could actually make you poorer. In the next points, I'll show you exactly how to fix it and start growing your money even on a tight budget. Number 2, wants are confusing. Okay, let's talk about something that trips up almost everyone: wants. When you follow the 50-30-20 budget rule, 30% of your money is supposed to go to wants. But here's the problem. A lot of people confuse wants with needs, and that's how budgets start failing. Think about it. You go to Starbucks every morning, subscribe to Netflix, buy the latest iPhone, or grab new clothes every month. You might even get lunch from restaurants daily or pay for a fancy gym membership. It feels like normal life, but most of these are actually wants, not needs. They're fun, yes, but they aren't essential to survive. When you treat them like needs, suddenly your 30-20-50 budget gets thrown off and you overspend without realizing it. So how do you fix this? First, clearly separate your needs from your wants. A need is something you absolutely must pay for, such as rent, electricity, groceries, transportation. Everything else, that's a want. The key is awareness. Track your spending for 1 week and label every purchase, need or want. You'll probably be shocked how much of your money goes to wants. Next, use the 30% allowance for true fun stuff only. Not every coffee, not every new gadget, not every online subscription. Prioritize what actually brings you happiness and skip the rest. Want to binge Netflix? Fine, but maybe pick 1 subscription instead of 3. Love coffee? Brew at home instead of buying every day. Small changes like this free up more money to save or invest, even if you're on a tight budget. Most people think their daily habits are needs, but they're actually wants. And this tiny mistake could be why you never save money, even if you follow the 50-30-20 budget rule perfectly. Remember, Understanding the difference between wants and needs is huge. It stops overspending, protects your savings, and helps you finally control your money instead of letting money control you. Number 3, 20% savings isn't enough. Alright, let's talk about the 20% rule. According to the 50-30-20 savings rule, 20% of your income should go to savings. Sounds good, right? Saving 20% of your money feels like a solid start. But here's the catch. If you want real financial freedom, or if you actually want to grow wealth, 20% often isn't enough. Imagine you earn $2,000 a month. 20% savings means $400. That might sound like a lot, but if your goal is to retire early, invest, or build real security, $400 per month won't get you there fast. Even worse, if you're paying high rent or bills, that 20% barely makes a difference. Over time, inflation, emergencies, and missed investment opportunities can leave you stuck financially, no matter how disciplined you are. So what's the fix? Start by increasing your savings, even just a little at a time. After cutting down your needs and wants, aim to save 30 to 40% of what's left. You don't have to go from 20% to 40% overnight. Small steps matter. Even an extra $50 to $100 per month can add up over time. Next, don't just put your savings in a bank account. Let your money work for you. Invest in stocks, crypto, ETFs, or retirement accounts, whatever fits your risk level. The key is growth. When your money grows, even small savings can turn into something much bigger. Compound interest is your secret weapon here. It makes your money multiply over time without you doing extra work. Most people think saving 20% is enough, but for real wealth, it's actually too little. So, don't settle for just 20%. Cut down expenses, save more, and invest. That's the real way to turn your income into freedom, not just survival. Number 4, no investment strategy. Let's be honest. Saving money is great, but just putting it in a bank account isn't going to make you rich. And that's one big problem with the 50-30-20 rule. It treats all savings the same. You save 20% and that's it. The money sits in your bank, earning almost nothing. Meanwhile, inflation slowly eats away its value. Over time, your savings barely grow, and building real wealth feels impossible. Here's the truth. Saving alone doesn't create wealth. To really grow your money, you need a plan, an investment strategy. That doesn't mean you have to be a finance genius or risk everything on crypto. It just means you split your savings smartly, so your money works for you. So how do you fix it? First, divide your savings into at least 2 parts: emergency fund and investments. Your emergency fund is your safety net, money you can touch if something unexpected happens, like medical bills or car repairs. Keep that in a safe place, like a bank account or a money market account. Next, put part of your savings into investments. Stocks, ETFs, crypto, or retirement accounts are good options depending on your comfort level. The key is to let your money grow over time. Even small amounts can turn into significant wealth because of compound growth. For example, investing $100 a month might not seem like much now, but over 10 to 20 years, it can grow much bigger without extra effort. Most people think saving 20% is enough. But if your money just sits in a bank, it's basically losing value. So stop treating all savings the same. Keep an emergency fund for safety, but make sure a good portion of your money is invested and growing. That's how you turn a budget into a real wealth-building plan, not just a survival plan. Number 5, one size fits all doesn't work. Here's the thing about the 30-50-20 budget rule. It assumes that everyone has the same life. Half for needs, 30% for wants, 20% for savings. Simple, right? The problem is, life isn't that simple. Everyone has different income levels, different expenses, and different financial goals. Following a strict 30-20-50 rule might work for some, but for most people, it just doesn't fit. Take someone living in a big city with high rent. Half of their income might not even cover rent and utilities, leaving nothing for wants or savings. Or maybe you have student loans or credit card debt. Suddenly, 20% savings seems impossible. Low-income earners face the same problem. 50% of a small paycheck doesn't go far. Following the rule blindly can make you feel stressed, stuck, and like you're failing, even if you're trying your best. So how do you fix it? Customize your budget to fit your life. Don't treat the 30-20-50 budget as a law. Treat it as a starting point. Maybe for you, it makes more sense to do 60-20-20 rule, where needs get more room. Or 40-20-40 rule, where you focus more on savings. The key is flexibility. Track your spending and results every month. See what works, and tweak the percentages until it actually fits your situation. Another tip: always prioritize your goals. If paying off debt is your number one goal, it's okay to temporarily shift more money to that. If building an investment fund is your priority, adjust accordingly. The point is to use a budget as a tool, not a strict rule that limits you. Most people think the 50-30-20 budget rule works for everyone. But if you earn less, live in a big city, or have debt, it could actually hold you back. So don't force your life to fit a rule. Make the rule fit your life. Track, adjust, and focus on your goals. That's how budgeting stops being stressful and starts building real freedom and financial security. If this video is useful, please share and comment. And if you like financial content like this, like and subscribe this channel. Hundreds K.